Hello and welcome to Gulf News Straight Bat. So, after a month and 44 games, it all comes down to this. It's England against Pakistan in the final of the T20 World Cup to be held at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. There's going to be well over 100,000 fans packed inside that old famous stadium for what's bound to be a cracker of a cricket match. It's safe to say that the Pakistan against England prediction probably wasn't on anyone's minds this time last week. After Pakistan lost the opening two games of the tournament, they somehow managed to get to the semi-finals. England didn't look very convincing in their group stages, but in the semi-finals, both the two teams, they turned on the style, delivering comprehensive wins, which now sees them face off for the title. It's going to be a great game. I'm joined by Shyam, Satish and Ashfaq to talk about the match. Starting with Shyam, it's set to be a tantalizing final, isn't it?
I think it'll be an explosive final. But the caveat there is there's a huge rain threat, 92% possibility of rain. And the good thing about the final is they have a reserve day, which will allow the rained off part of the game to be played the next day. But the damper there again is the reserve day is also under rain threat. But let's assume that the rain will stay away and the match will go on. I think it is only fair that we should have a very good match in the sense like having such a fantastic tournament with so many upsets and so many very close finishes. I think we need an explosive finish, and England and Pakistan can provide that more.
Satish, would you say that England are the favourites after the way they absolutely thrashed India in the semi-final?
Yes, Imran, England were the favourites probably even before the start of the tournament. They are probably the best team in terms of the personnel, the depth, in the variation, the variety in the team. So they started as favourite, excepting a blip against Ireland. I think they by and large played to their potential. So I would say England are certainly a big favourite in tomorrow's game. Of course, with Pakistan, you can't say anything. Like they can come up and do something unimaginable. They'll come back and do the impossible with ease. So it's going to be a good final. But I would say England played to their potential and they are there in their rightful place in the final.
Ash, do you think Shyam Afridi and co can limit England's dangerous batsmen, or are you worried after the way you saw them play against India and just tear them apart?
Thank you, Imran. See, Pakistan's pace attack will make the difference. Otherwise, there's no chance. If Shyam Afridi and company, Wasim and Naseem and Haris Rauf, if they strike in the power play and they get some wickets, that's the key. If they manage to pass through the power play, England, then it's going to be a very tough game. Because the difference between both the teams, Pakistan, I would say, honestly, is entering the match slightly underdog compared to Indian side. But Pakistan has a huge advantage of its bowling attack, which has been the best in the tournament. And Shyam Afridi will have to perform tomorrow if they want to win the match. That's the key to the match. If they don't get England openers out, then there's no match there.
Imran, just to add to what Ashfaq said, Bangladesh proved a point. They played Afridi safely, and then they didn't give wickets until, say, 12th over. They were actually, at one point of time, they were taking control of the match. As Ashfaq rightly said, if Afridi doesn't strike, especially, like, forget about others. If Afridi doesn't strike early, then I think Pakistan will be on the back foot straight away.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Shyam, where do you see this match being won and lost tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it is a battle between England batting and Pakistan bowling. Like what both Ashfaq was saying, Pakistan's pace attack makes a difference. They have easily the best the pace battery in the tournament. 4 fast bowlers clocking over 140 kilometers per hour is awesome. Not just that, each of them are very different, which what makes them very potent because they have their own variations. They have their slower ball. They bowl the cutters. So they are quite a handful. So it's not like an Indian side which is packed with medium pacers. These are genuine quicks, which is where England batting will be put to test. But having said that, England is used to playing this kind of pace. I mean, their own Mark Woods clocks over 150, so they are used to this kind of pace. But I think it is the pace bowlers of the Pakistan will make a difference, and how England batting will negotiate them will make the difference. I have a still problem with England batting, Laila, because most of the runs, if you look in the tournament, have been scored by Joe Butler and Alex Hales. And a couple of occasions when they have got out, the rest of the batting doesn't look convincing. They are awesome on paper, but they haven't really lived up to potential. One match against, I think it was Sri Lanka, there was a wobble, and I think finally you need the steady hand of Ben Stokes to steer them home. So it's a bit concerning there. If Pakistan if can slice through the openers, I think we'll be in for a enticing match.
Ash, we've spoken about Babar Azam plenty of times before. In the group games, he only scored 39 runs in those 5 matches, but he showed how good he is. We all know he's a class batsman. In the semi-finals where he scored a half century, has he hit form at the right time, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a very right time. He got a little bit of luck, and he's now a run machine again. And I hope and we bet on him that he will stay this time again against England, because that's the key for Pakistan to win. Though in the previous matches, even when he failed, middle order didn't disappoint us. They are performing. Iftikhar, Shadab, and you get a sensational Haris now, who is a fearless batsman. He can change the match. I mean, we are hoping that he will perform again this. And you have Iftikhar, Shadab. So I think both Rizwan and Babar also got their form back, and middle order is in good shape. So I don't see that Pakistan shouldn't be posting if they bat first 170 plus. If it doesn't rain, it should be 170, 180 runs if they want to make a match out of it.
I think we're all desperate for some clear skies tomorrow. There is some rain predicted. Hopefully, we will get 20 overs. Shyam, England are going to be without a couple of key men. I think you mentioned one already, but Mark Wood, the bowler, he's got a hip injury at the moment. He's struggling. And Marlon's been out for the last games with a groin problem. They're both big players for England. We know that. How much of a miss will they be if they both miss tomorrow's games?
Actually, yes, they will. Both of them will be missed badly, because there's nobody in the England setup who can bowl at the express pace of Mark Woods. So actually, they are trying to get him ready for the final, which they're desperately trying to. But Marlon is completely out of the game. No doubt about that. But I think Marlon would have mattered. I previously said that Marlon wouldn't matter because they have amazing depth in the England batting. But in this particular game, against the four fearsome fast bowlers of Pakistan, I think you needed a batsman like Malan to drop anchor at one end, because you now have only Stokes. If the openers come off, then you have only Stokes to anchor them, and the rest of them are just more stroke players. So Malan would have helped. So I think England is at a disadvantage there in the absence of Malan. I don't know how much of how Phil Salts has replaced him, but he hasn't had a bat in this tournament at all. So we really don't know how we can whether he will be able to fill that gap left by Malan.
And Satish, England's semi-final win was quite a surprise, but both those openers were firing on all cylinders. Do you think Butler and Hales can reproduce that partnership that we saw against India?
Even if they could do half of it, that will be more than enough in the final, Imran, because it's going to be a very tough game, and even a 50, 60, 70 run quick runs partnership in the first 7-8 overs will turn the match around. But more importantly, if you look at England's positive, they have a bowling variations. Like you have spinners, you have off spinners, you have leg spinners, you have left arm pacer, you have a fearsome fast bowler, you have a swing bowler. So they have the variety to come back and surprise you. So it's going to be a pretty good thing altogether. But coming back to England's batting, yes, they have the depth, and if they get a good start, then they can build on it at a much higher rate than what the openers did against India.
And final word for Ash, the similarities, Ash, between the last time Pakistan won the World Cup to this time they reached the final, it's identical, in fact. Lost the first 2 games, won the other games, beat New Zealand in the semi-final, then they're facing England in the final. Can it be Pakistan's time now again?
See, it's a similarity, but let's be very clear. That was 50-over game. That was a different ball game altogether. and this is 20-over game, and they are under pressure because of this as well. I hope they won't be put under more pressure. I heard that Ramiz Raja, who was part of 1992 World Cup squad and he's now chairman of the board, he talked to the players today, and he told them about the similarity, what happened in 1992 and how did they manage. And I heard that there's like a positive vibe after his talk, because he told them, don't get carried away, that you have reached there. The similarity is there, you have reached there, but it doesn't mean that you will win the final as well. So he told them, don't be complacent and don't just carried away with all this similarity type of hype. So they have to perform to win this.
Yeah, wise words indeed from
Imran. But the difference is that time there was one spell by Wasim Akram. If somebody can reproduce that kind of a spell, that'll be brilliant. Because
so
Wasim
tomorrow, that's what we say. Tomorrow it should be Shaheen Afridi.
Yeah, the same left arm pacer as
left arm and fast.
The difference is this England team is far stronger than that other one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And Wasim Akram was far superior bowler as well.
Of course.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. It's bound to be another thrilling game. Like we said, hopefully the rain doesn't cause any havoc. That's all from us for today. We'll be back tomorrow to discuss the final and see how it all went. In the meantime, please head to gulfnews.com for all the latest news and reviews. Also check us out on social media. Thanks to my guests, and we'll see you again tomorrow.